You are listening to Cogent Radio, and it's time for Trigger Warning!
Hello and welcome to Trigger Warning Extra Time. My name's Graeme Booth, and I'm joined as always by Hayden Hewitt. Hello.
Hello, did you just forget your name?
I nearly said Graeme the Booth, and then I thought better of it. Very, very last minute, but I would have been better off just saying Graeme the Booth, and I would have sounded like less of a tit.
Graeme the Booth.
Graeme the Booth. So unless you are one of our Patreons and you've already listened to this on early access, today is Friday. Hayden, do you have a good Friday?
Oh, it was superb.
Lovely, wasn't it? Are you ready? Nice little, ready for...
That's how you know I'm lying through my teeth. It was probably not very good at all, but let's pretend it was superb.
Well, I just watched Ant-Man and the Wasp for the first time because it's just premiered on Sky today. So I really enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Better than I expected.
Oh, good. I've not watched that yet, and I don't have Sky, so...
Oh, well, I've got my partner's sister's login that I occasionally use.
Not Schneider at all.
For a special treat.
So here we are, extra time. Of course, in the previous trigger warning, we spoke about Notre Dame. We spoke about Rachel Corrie, and how you've got to be kind of stupid to get run over by a bulldozer. And it was a good podcast, the last one. I'm hoping extra time. I've got high hopes for this one because we're going to talk about the protesters in the UK here and some other bits and pieces.
And we didn't have our usual 10-minute break. We had about 35 minutes, didn't we? 40 minutes.
I'm kind of ready to finish now, so I reckon we do about 15 minutes of extra time.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone. We spent the entire thing dithering about with settings and waveforms and just chatting. Just gossiping away.
This is how we do things. Let's try something now. And it never works. Never works. It never does. But it doesn't stop us trying because the spirit of adventure courses through the veins of trigger warning.
Yeah. Hey, and you know what? I've got to step it up because my little girl. We just found out today that what school she's going to. I'm not going to say what it is, which school it is, obviously, but yeah, we got the email and then the letter came as well, and it was our first choice. It was the one we wanted. So I'm really, really happy. But my missus has been phenomenally made up. She got burgers and everything tonight.
Oh my word! With
extras, fizzy. We got some fizzy juice. She's been telling everyone she got into the school, and it's like, look, she's not been accepted onto a doctorate here. It's a primary school.
It's great. I remember when we were trying to get Junior into his first school, and when you get him into the one you want, it's a wonderful feeling.
Oh, I've got to say, I was over the moon. I was a bit emotional. I'm gonna take her down there tomorrow to have a good look at it. I'm glad as well because there's another one that we go past quite a bit. That was the second choice, and every time I've gone past it, I've liked it less and less. It's just a slight roughness to it that I've been like, no. But the exciting thing though is it means as of September I will officially not be a full-time mummy. So we need to step up. We need to step up on the YouTubes and that, mate. We do, because Graeme can go back to work, and he has been putting out some feelers in that direction. But the feelers I've been putting out have been insurance feelers. Don't make me go back. Don't make me go back to work for the council. I don't know if they'd even have me at this point.
That's it, guys. Send us your money. Let's keep Graeme out of work. Yeah, I'll continue knocking me bollocks off working because someone has to. But yeah, by all means.
Oh yeah. Someone has to actually cover the streaming costs.
But by all means, let's keep Graeme at home. let's do that. Work shy bastard.
No, I want to work the work I want to do, but I'll be honest, I want to have my cake and eat it. I want to pick her up from school every day. I do. I don't want to I'm not going to faff about with that. I want that. I want to be able to pick her up. I want to be able to bring her home through the park, and I want to be able to sit and do her homework with her. I want to have my cake and eat it. Thank you very much.
You do that. I hope it pans out.
Yeah, and well, every subscriber, every share, that helps towards that. It really genuinely does. So thank you a lot. Actually, the amount of people that private message me, and we've had like, I mean, Twatsack gets a huge shout out at the moment. He just put out that amazing little edit of you screaming "dox me," but he's been in touch. Like he's like, oh, hey, I've just noticed you've not got a playlist for your short clips. You might want to get one put on the website and stuff like that. And he sends me so many like.
Oh, he's a top
nice
geezer. He's an absolutely top bloke, Twatsack. We're very lucky to have him along for the ride with us.
And there's been so many people sharing like mad, and it's really, really good because I love this. I really, really love this. And
me too.
And every step closer to this being a more solid thing. Because don't get me wrong, man, the rent needs paying. I'm out. I'm gone. I'll go and do the stuff that pays the rent, you know. But thankfully, I get enough little jobs here and there, so I am all right. But at the moment, trigger warning is stuff that we both say yes to.
Yes.
But when we do it, we're not getting paid. We're turning away work that pays to do it, aren't we?
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. It eats into time that could be done, could be spent profitably. But I just, I love doing it. That's why I started it.
Yeah. Me too.
I enjoy it, and I enjoy it more and more. And lately, I've been enjoying it more than ever, which is a positive sign. You know, and you've got your broadcast on a Sunday, which I love because it's the dream was always to find like-minded people and grow it into something really cool.
Yeah.
So it's the dream was never let's make me really popular, because I do everything possible to avoid that by being me. But the idea is that the whole idea is popular, and that's what I wanted. So when you stop doing game face, like get on trigger warning, do trigger warning.
Yeah.
Because everyone's triggered, and it's true in the new tagline there, isn't it? In a world where everyone's right, everyone's always triggered. So, it's cool. It doesn't mean we've got to be offensive. I mean, obviously, I'm never offensive, not like you laughing at handicapped people and stuff.
Fuck off.
But, hopefully, I'll rub off on you one day and you'll become a decent human being.
Well, it was a really, really nice moment on Sunday, actually, because there was a fella, Patrick, and I'm assuming it's his real name. Patrick, there was a picture of him, and he comes on the chat, first time ever. Richie sent him. And he straight away he's like, "Yeah, I've just joined the Brexit party and all this." And I thought, I'm so happy that we're slowly carving out this environment where people aren't nervous about one way or the other saying who they're aligned with and stuff.
That's hugely important. There's so many great conservative commentators out there, so many great leftist commentators out there, some wonderful broadcasters, whether I agree with them or not. But the whole trigger warning thing, and one of the big struggles with it has been that I don't pick a side. And I won't let trigger warning pick a side. It's got to be real, which is real people shouldn't and don't live like that. You don't just adopt every policy from one side. That's ridiculous.
No, it's creepy, downright creepy.
So that's what's important, is that trigger warning is centrist, which I know is an evil word now, but most people are.
Yeah,
they just adopt an outward persona so they fit in better with their peers. And there are people that are genuinely fucking stupid who will force themselves into those stereotypes. We know one on one side, we know people on the other side. That's what they do. Especially once they're broadcasting, because it becomes their brand. That's the difficult thing with trigger warning. It's hard to pick a brand because some people think, I'm a shocking liberal. Some people think I'm far right. And the truth is, they're both right.
Centrist extremist.
Yeah, I'm centrist in as much as I occupy both extremes. I occupy none of the middle ground. Would that be called a straddler?
I don't know. I imagine people will be reasonably comfortable associating the word straddler with you, though. I don't think you're gonna upset anyone with that, really.
Trigger. I have been enjoying it a lot lately, though, and I feel very positive about it, and I'm enjoying it a lot. So that's a really good thing. I always know when it's going well because I start looking at gear.
Yeah.
And I think what we may have to do, and I know we're asking a lot of people, is we might have to crowdfund the next lot of equipment because I can't keep shelling out.
No.
But I was thinking about something that would make it easier for us to broadcast more reliably. And it needn't be cruelly expensive. And something to enable us to broadcast on a Tuesday evening the way we want to if we're at the studio, from the couch area. And I've been looking into that, and it's all very doable. So that's something we're going to look at because, all the equipment there was funded by myself and the partners and things. So it would be cool to say, come on, this is what we want to do. If anyone wants to help, great. And so I really do want to do that Tuesday show. We've got to have that. We've got to have that covered financially, but I really want to do that.
Well, when you messaged me about it, I said, yeah, great. Obviously, I don't mind crowdfunding, especially if there's a good this is what we're asking for, and this is why. But I was thinking, but like I said to you, and this is the private conversation that I'm happy to share. Is like there needs to be a hook, there needs to be an angle, not just like. We can't just be like an SJW going, well, my emotional labour, send me a Kofi.
No, it's literally to cover the time we'd have to put into doing it properly.
Well, this is what I was thinking. We've got elections coming up. We could do a late night election special through the night.
Absolutely.
And then that way, and then with the big drive being fundraising.
Yes, and I want to do... I still want to do that live show. We've not been able to because my life's been insane. And it's purely my fault that's not happened. Purely my fault. But I still definitely want to do that. And hopefully as we grow the audience a bit more each time, we'll be able to make that happen. So that's something I genuinely want to do. I think that'd be a massive amount of fun. And I know anyone listening that doesn't know about this, we're thinking, well, you do live shows all the time. We mean in the flesh. Small venue, some triggerists, us broadcasting, hanging out, having fun, and just doing stuff like that. Now, speaking of which, next week I'm going to go and meet up with Lawrence Harvey for a drink.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so if we ever do a live show, we'll just see if we can get him over to add a bit of flavour. Good chap. It is very difficult to sit down with him, though, isn't it?
Yeah. You can't. Yeah, looking at him, you can't. Yeah, it's weird because you look at his eyes and you start to feel a bit shivery, and it's weird because he's a proper lovely bloke.
Oh, he's a really great guy. I mean, I'm genuinely looking forward to meeting him because we've been meaning to do it for quite some time. So we're just going to get together, have a few drinks, have a chat, have a catch up and things. But it is when he sat there looking because I'm a big fan of the Human Centipede movies, especially 2 and 3. As you know, I think they're wonderful fun.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I got the Steelbook set from Tom Six. I bought it. Didn't give it me, I bought it. Which has an edit of all 3 movies edited together. And then there's the second movie, but in colour. But I prefer it in black and white, not going to lie. But you sat there with, you're having a drink with Martin Lomax from Human Centipede 2. And it doesn't matter how logically he's an actor and he was playing a role. Still, you sat there with Martin Lomax.
Yeah, you are, and it's hard to disassociate it.
Yes, because I know when we were talking about getting him down the studio, Jay, I think it was really creeped out. And he was like, I don't know if I could. Like, dude, he's not like that in real life, right? He's a really nice guy.
We've said this before, though, man. I've seen his Twitter feed, and for every creeped out dude, for every 100 creeped out person, there's one very pretty young lady that really likes it.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course. And it doesn't hurt. He's a gentleman as well. So
yeah, I'm not surprised. He's always at these Comic Cons and all that because oh my god, he does well. I would if I was him. If I was getting that kind of fuss.
Of course. Why wouldn't you? You'd bask in it a little bit, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's like Pride here, isn't it? With Gandalf. When they have gay Pride in Manchester, fucking Gandalf just gets carried down the street like Jesus.
Do you reckon he gets a few yards?
Oh God, I wouldn't even like to think what happens. Bless him. I can't go near there though. I always get up. Gets out of hand for me in Pride. It does. No, I spend a couple of weeks questioning everything. Like, am I? Do you think maybe I should be proud?
No. Should you be gay if you like? Should you be proud in general? No, not really.
But I had a really good time. Really good.
I think you're allowed to enjoy yourself without necessarily having to be gay.
Yeah,
I mean, depends how you define enjoy yourself. Obviously, if you're taking 18 yards of cock, maybe have a word with yourself.
Yeah, it's all the gay stuff that happens whenever I go there. That's the thing that confuses me.
Well, you know,
they're very touchy-feely.
See, that's the thing as well, because I find that really dreadful. I have in the past had people wonder if that was a homophobic. I don't like any fucker touching me. You know, I don't mind shaking hands with people. My wife, it's fine. My son, I adore being hugged by and things like that. But strangers giving me a hug, it's the worst thing in the world.
Oh no! You see, because we talked about this before, haven't we? I'm the same. I'm exactly the same in terms of physical contact, but I like the fact that it feels violating.
Oh, I don't. I'm uncomfortable with that level of intimacy with people.
Yeah, so am I. But there's a little difference in my brain where I'm like, yeah.
No, but I know. If we do a live event, you'll hug everyone.
Well, yeah. Oh God, yeah. Of course I will.
Everyone.
If they want it, yeah. If they
no,
want
it doesn't matter. It's just if they're not paying attention, and you can sneak up on them.
Just slip in. Whoa!
Between two people having a chat.
I get me too. Like fuck, one live event and it's done.
Trigger warnings. Answer to Joe Biden. Just sniffing people's hair.
Just emergency. Fucking Richie's sat there doing the desk for you. Suddenly, yeah. Sorry, Graeme's been cancelled from life.
Great. I'm afraid after a series of unfortunate events.
Somehow, at a trigger warning live event, Graeme took things too far.
He's in court next week. I'm a witness for the prosecution.
Yeah. Well, I respect that. You're not going to put your family at risk by covering for me, are you?
But trust me, he's going down. I've got the dirt. I'll just make shit up. It's fine.
There's that master edit that comes out finally, isn't it? Speaking of that, actually, I'm not going to say who it is. I'm not going to say who it is on air because they might never release it and then they'll just be ashamed. But somebody is putting together like a best of us.
Are they?
Yeah. I just got a message about it today, and the description of the cherry bit was amazing. It's just got emails. No, that was it. He said that's all I'm doing for cherry. I was like, oh. No.
It's a shame he can't find that one show from about. I think we just started Trigger Warning, or we weren't too far into it because we were in the smaller studio at the back of the building. And when I said we got any emails, Cherry, he went no. And you leaned across and went, yes, you have. There's loads.
There's loads. Stop replying to him. You're closing the loop on the cover. You're supposed to tell Aidan.
Yeah.
And then he replies, not you.
Yeah, because he was doing that, wasn't he? Sitting there having a chat with people. Hello.
Oh, it's got to the point now where people specifically mail because they know that's how they can get hold of him. Like in that 1 hour period, they're like, there he is. I know he's there. Asking him about, like, you know, have you dropped this off to whatever and stuff? You borrowed my bass. When am I getting it back?
Oh, bless him.
I know.
That's what he does. During the show, he's just logged into Facebook, isn't he? He's just watching the show.
I know, watching the show. Wait, we're here. We're right here, mate.
It's better on the screen, lads.
Yeah. It was good the other day, though. There was a Facebook crashed on my laptop, and he stepped in, which made me happy.
Stepped right in and saved the day.
He did. Thank you, Cherry. Appreciate it.
I look forward to seeing this best of.
Yes. Well, like I said, I'll tell you off air who it was. And
and we need to get a new credit sequence done as well for the show, don't we? Bits from the actual show.
Yes. And end credits with Patreons as well. I keep meaning to put a post on the Patreon about that. We need to make that a standard thing. Like, obviously, some patrons might not necessarily want their real name or whatever, so we need some sort of list.
Yeah,
going.
let us know if you don't want to use your real name, and we'll make one up for you.
Yeah.
Basically, it'll be something terrible. You're best off just using your first name, really, or whatever you assumed name you have on there. I think a lot of them use assumed names, which is fine.
I'm guessing Twatsack is probably a nickname of some sort.
Yeah, I
hope so.
Or maybe it's his middle name.
Yeah, or a mother that was really disappointed about being pregnant.
Sad vagina.
Jonathan Twatsack Riley.
Imagine if that was his name and you just doxed him.
I know, yeah. Like I just made up a name on the spot, but it turns out that is his actual name.
Oh, Graeme. What
Can you imagine?
Done? What have you done? Also coming up, we're going to be rejigging the trigger warning website. Because we spoke about that the other day. I've been giving it some thought, and as soon as I get just a couple of spare hours, I'm going to rejig the site, freshen it up, make it easier to navigate, get some more content on there, make it more essential.
Yeah.
And I think at some point I've got to update the social thing as well, but that's a major pain in the
ass.
ass.
Oh no, that's a whole thing. I think the thing is, if you do want to do pretty much anything with trigger warning, going on trigger warning TV is a good place to start. But it's just to make it a little bit more of a hub, isn't it? Just so that you can think that if you want to know what we've done lately, then you can just go triggerwarning.tv and you're good to go. We're almost there. We're almost at that point.
Well, we're ready to self-host video as well. So, we're ready to do that. So there might be some opportunities there for some special.
Hayden, I've got to ask you as well. Have you seen in London they've been saving the universe?
I have. I've been watching how they've saved the world by disrupting people's lives.
Yeah, gluing their hands to doors and such.
Oh, that was beautiful. Should have just torn them off. Should have just torn them off or left them. Left them. Just it's super glue, is it? Well, it's 24 hours. You just see you later.
They really need to start, gluing people. Just leave them. Just leave them. Yeah. If fucking nasty rain came down today, it would have been hilarious.
Or hose them off. Just hose them off. But the thing that gets me, do you know what pisses me off with these guys? They're there to save the planet and raise awareness of climate change and all that. Did they walk down to London, did they? Did they walk? Did they drive? Did they let Mummy take them in the Range Rover?
I don't know. Well, they could...
So they can lie down in the road and stop people going to work, going to pick the kids up.
They're from all over the country, aren't they? They get bussed in on different things.
Well,
and it's
the
like...
buses, what are they running on?
Yeah.
Fucking mung juice? No. Diesel. Diesel. Carcinogenic bastards, says the man who has a diesel car. But they're all hypocritical arseholes. And you know what? I hate this attitude of, we're going to raise awareness by fucking up your day. Yeah. I really detest that. That really, really does boil my piss because I can't do anything about the planet, but I can go and pick my kid up from school. I can go to work. I can look after my little bit of the planet. I recycle my plastic bags. What more do you fucking want of me?
Well, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. If you look at the data, the most successful countries with the highest GDP are the ones that are the most environmentally friendly. So in terms of if you want to save the planet, then you need to make people wealthy. Yes. Because it's that hierarchy of needs, isn't it? If you can't afford to feed yourself, you don't give a fuck about saving the planet. You don't give a fuck about anything else but feeding yourself and your family. If that isn't even a slight concern, which let's be honest, it's not in this country. Even if you go to fucking food banks, you've got food, you've got it. But generally, overall in this country, food is not a worry. So we have got the luxury of worrying about the environment. And in fact, I did a whole fucking video about it. And in North America and Europe, the biodiversity is actually leveling off. In America, it's going up again. There's certain species that have actually gone up to 1970 levels, which is when it started free falling down. So the huge issue that I have with these protesters is they're protesting our government, which for a start is ridiculous because this is a thing that is done on an individual level for the most part. Like you just said with recycling, it's individual, it's market powers and all the rest of it. But our government has already done a lot. And not only that, we are seeing the effects. The air is getting cleaner. Forests are growing back again. Animals are. They are coming back. The data's right there for anyone to look at. So when they're hammering on about declaring a national emergency, I'm like, well, what exactly would that national emergency entail? Because ultimately, if you want to treat it as an emergency, a genuine emergency, like you're saying, that would involve wiping most South American cities off the planet.
Yeah, and they're not going to do that because that could be seen as being the wrong thing to do.
Well, that essentially, they're advocating for killing brown people because that's the issue right now. South America's the issue. China's the issue. So we're like, well, what exactly specifically? Here's the problem with these people. It's like, okay, you want the government to declare an emergency. What then? What exactly do you want to happen after that?
Yeah.
Because in terms of this country...
It's worth pointing out 113 of them were arrested, thereabouts.
Oh, it's up to 290 now.
Jesus.
I've just had an update an hour ago.
I bet as well. I bet it's full of litter, shit everywhere, plastic everywhere, and they're all on smartphones, which are massively polluting. And just, the methods of making them are questionable. The minerals
They've all set up...
that are removed from the earth to create.
Yeah. They're all in fucking plastic tents. They all set up in the park, didn't they? In the plastic tents. It's like, guys, I don't think you fully realise just how integrated oil and plastic is into our society. I don't think you fully realise. I don't think you've put... And here's the thing. The way out of this, like, either we get rid of all that and we stop using it, which would genuinely, like, it would help, but it would also mean that, like, most of the planet would go back to, like, starving and barely surviving.
Yeah.
So... either we go back to like subsistence living, which is just, just fucking living on farms, growing our things, living till 30. Either we go back to that or we keep doing what we are doing in terms of the model that we've got with these increments where people are genuinely finding actual solutions to these problems. Like, for example, there was that one fella recently, wasn't there? They came out with the research with cows. There's a whole thing about, 30% of the methane is cows because you're eating meat, you bastard. And it's like, yeah, but if you stopped eating meat and moved on to vegetables, there's still going to be a shitload of farms everywhere. There's still going to be the footprint in terms of getting it around. And here's the thing that someone came up with. They found that if you fed fucking seaweed to cows, the methane is reduced by 95 to 99%. Just fucking seaweed. So there's seaweed farms cropping up all over the place now. Because that's what we need. We need solutions, and that doesn't involve supergluing yourself to the middle of the road.
Do you know, if any of them do superglue themselves to the road, I think we should leave them there to be driven over. That's one less
ridiculous.
Person consuming wantonly and, destroying our planet. Just run them over. Run them over. Like, when they all lay down in the road.
Yeah.
It's time to get that guy in the bulldozer.
Well, they've changed the law in some parts of America, haven't they, where you can legally carry on driving. Because so many people were fucking about that they're like, no. If someone's intentionally, no, you've got a right to keep driving, and they've made it clear, like, no, if you get run over in that situation, you ain't getting any civil damages or anything like that. You decided to do that, and I'm kind of thinking that's a fun law. And you know what?
Idea. You shouldn't be there.
Here's the thing about these fucking people as well, right? They want drastic change. They want drastic action. They've literally said that, like, voting and democracy doesn't work. This is on their official website. But the only drastic change they're going to get if they keep behaving like this is the far-right populist who stands up and says, I'm going to sort these people out for you. Everyone's always hammering on about enabling fascism. Well, stop people getting to and from work. Stop people picking up the kids from school. You're going to be enabling fascism very fucking quickly. Especially if you're going to be
the man that stands up and runs on that ticket, isn't it? Don't worry. I'll clear these no marks off the streets.
Yeah, law and order. This is disgrace. And I tell you what, because those people outnumber these jobless fucks that are just turning up. And, and smashing windows. It's like no, I'm sorry, you're not helping. You're not helping anyone's cause. You're not doing... Fuck off.
Not only that, for every window that they smash, a glazier's got to come out in his van with glass that has had to be made using resources to make it, and replace said window.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, so I like most of these protests. It doesn't bear thinking about. They just think that they're doing something, and therefore it's good. And I'm there to tell them that the planet isn't going to fucking thank them. It isn't going to make any difference. They're just being a pain in the arse and achieving nothing. And yet they're putting out those sort of hollow, shitty statements such as peaceful didn't work, now we have to try another tack.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go on their website, I mean, in fact, I'm going to go through this on Sunday. I'm going to go through it myself. So if you can't be asked, join me on Sunday. Because I'm going to go through their website and I'm going to get the data up. I'm going to compare it, and I say again, I'm going to try and get one of them to interview, because we really should be having a conversation around how well we're doing with all this. All this guilt and panic and fucking, well, you won't even have grandkids because everyone's going to be dead. It's like, oh, well, that may very well be true, but let's just deal with the reality, shall we? Let's deal with the facts on the ground, on the fact that we are doing really well.
How fast are we moving towards electric cars? How much are we adopting sustainable fuels? And we are. We really are. And there are loads of incentives to use sustainables. We're doing incredibly well, considering the short span of time that we're operating within. But it's never focused on, nothing positive's ever focused on from the things that they don't like. You know, if Brexit happened and after 5 years we were doing tremendously well, they'd complain about it. They could have been doing better 3 years earlier. You know,
it would have been.
Things work.
This, that, the other.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing. That's the other thing with these. There's been that clip that's gone viral saying, it was on like Frankie Boyle's shitty show that he does now, and it's a guy going, why should we measure success in GDP? And that is a fair point. That is a fair point. But with these types, they're really flexible on that, aren't they? Because they're like, oh, we can't measure success in GDP when it's talking about dismantling capitalism from the ground, destroying all systems in place. But then as soon as you talk about Brexit, they're like, well, you do realise that GDP is going to grow at 8% slower than it would have done. And it's like, oh, you care about it now, do you? You care about GDP.
Cake and eat it. Dude, we've gone past the half-hour mark here.
Oh, right. Well, really quickly, let me just say about this because I've got to get it off my chest.
Get it off your chest.
They are threatening, and by the time anyone listens to this, this will have already happened, but they're actually threatening to invade the Tube tomorrow, the London Tube.
Yes.
And there have been, obviously I'm not a big fan of like advocating for violence and all that, but it has been ever so slightly hilarious seeing the thousands upon thousands of people commenting saying, I will beat the shit out of anyone that tries to interfere with the Tube. So by the time people are listening to this, there could have already been a very slight civil war down in London.
Which is good.
If some prick glues himself to the Tube doors or something, oh my fucking God.
It's going to kick off. Do you want to give everybody the spiel, dude?
Yes, of course. Oh, I've got so much more to say, but
I know, but
you can join us on
20.
You can join us on Sunday. I'm going to go through it all then. Things Hayden wouldn't let me say. Right, guys. Thanks so much for listening. If you've listened all this way, then wonderful. You are one of the good ones. Why don't you consider subscribing? Please drop us a subscribe on YouTube. We're on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher. We've got our own app on the Play Store. We're all over the bloody place, aren't we, Hayden? You can even listen to us on your smart speaker. If you're going to search with your fingers and a keyboard, then type Trigger Warning TV to find us just about anywhere. If you want to talk to your smart speaker, just ask for the Trigger Warning podcast. And me and Hayden will start screaming about dirty hippies at you instantly. Please let us know. We've been making... Let us know.
What was that noise?
I got a little bit excited because I'm about to talk about the little clip videos we've been doing, and I just got quite... That sound was my excitement, basically. So, guys... Sharing an hour-long podcast or an hour-long live video and saying, this is really brilliant, Hayden called me a cunt halfway through, is maybe not necessarily the big sell for a lot of people. So in order for you to infect shocked the world. We've been putting out short highlight clips on the YouTube recently. They're anything between sort of 2 and 15 minutes long, and the idea is that it just jumps straight into the actions. Mostly sticks to on point. So if you do check out our YouTube, Trigger Warning TV, that's Trigger Warning TV, there's plenty of videos there. There's going to be loads and loads of them soon. I've got some I still haven't even uploaded and sorted out yet. But yeah, that is for you, because we know you're amazing, and we see that you share the show. But again, a full hour, a full hour. It's a bit much, isn't it? Someone wants a little taste and a little teaser first. So we have got those clips for you to share. If you'd like to get involved with the show even more, you can donate to us directly. Go on triggerwarning.tv. There's a donate button there. You can also go via Streamlabs if that's your thing. Again, Trigger Warning TV. Or you can be absolutely amazing and jump on our Patreon. Please, if you do well on the Patreon, obviously it is a monthly donation. You're signing up, so don't go crazy. Let's be reasonable here. Whatever you are comfortable with. The secret videos there, the secret posts, but mostly it's just to support the show, really. Don't make me get a real job, please. You can follow us on Twitter at TriggeredTV and get yourself on triggerwarning.tv for all the links and everything else. We've also got a merch store, so if you want a bit of show off, what's on there at the moment? Actually, it's been up and down, hasn't it, since it got invaded?
There's quite a lot more to be put on there. I think there's work on everything to be done, isn't there?
To be honest, if you want to wear the logo, you're absolutely more than welcome to do that. But if you want to wear your next Mr. Rape Unicorn t-shirt, then I would highly recommend you get yourself on gearpress.co.uk. That's gearpress.co.uk. If you're watching a YouTube video or you're listening to the podcast, there's a link to the merch right there. We love your Mr. Rape Unicorn selfies. They are beyond amazing. And I'm always shocked when people actually include their faces in them. Guys, that's been Trigger Warning. Join us Thursday, 10 p.m. for Hayden's big show. And join me on Sunday for the real Sunday View. We've been Trigger Warning. Good night.
Night.